Guangzhou Tzu Chi volunteers help a senior couple clean their home and ask a professional to take care of the wiring in the house. Vietnam Tzu Chi volunteers host flood relief in Battambang, Cambodia, while following the government's epidemic prevention measures.
歡迎收睇大愛 Headlines， 我係 Ruby 我哋一齊嚟睇下今日嘅內容。In Guangzhou, China, a local village secretary worried about a senior couple home safety, thus sought Tzu Chi's assistance to clean up and organize the wiring in their home.
努力一份爱心，无论大小，只要付出了都可以帮助别人，帮助到别人就可以让这个世界更美好。
The electric wires are exposed in the home and the wooden boards are left on the ground. This is the condition of the home of 90-year-old Mr. Zhen. The village secretary is worried about his safety and has asked Tzu Chi to help make some repairs.
Seeing this family's home is indeed messier, especially the electric wires, and many of the items are scary. They're older and have difficulties coming to us, so we are here for them.
To provide a better living condition for the seniors, the volunteers cleaned up the home and hired a professional to hide the exposed wires.
Tzu Chi volunteers take care of all aspects of the problems, from their health to their wiring problems, to even the environmental problems. I am very thankful for Tzu Chi's help.
The seniors can't bear to throw out anything, thus many antique items remain. The volunteers took them out to clean and also changed out their bedding and mosquito netting.
Today they are so happy. You have changed their bedding and blanket. I am so thankful for so many people caring my parents.
We are grateful for the seniors who gave us this opportunity to help them. I'm also grateful to have other volunteers done this together. If there are more chances in the future, I hope more people can join us and commit more volunteer work.
After cleaning up and organizing the home, the volunteers also celebrate the seniors' birthdays and wish them to have a good year.
In Fujian, Mr. Song, a sanitation worker, has daughter-in-law and wife passed away, so he has to take care of his grandchildren alone while working at the same time. So the volunteers went to his house to help with cleaning and have a reunion hop up with them.
Removing the mattress and bed frame, the interior is messy as this is the home of 65-year-old sanitation worker Mr. Song and his two grandchildren.
The mother passed away. The grandmother also passed away. This home doesn't have a female, which caused it to be disorganized.
Usable furniture is moved outwards for cleaning. And within the house, each wall is cleaned to remove dust, then pinned with colorful tarps. Washing the table, wok, and kitchenware, these volunteers are very experienced in cleaning these items. No matter if it's using force or patience, every item is cleaned thoroughly.
We have wiped this shining and clean because we treat it as our own. It was black before, but now it's shining. I'm happy and joyful.
Shy children are now moved by the passion of volunteers.
Fold it into 3 layers and put it back. Do it like this from now on. Let me tell you, this box is for your clothes, this is for your grandfather's clothes, and that is for your brother's clothes.
My children are happier and more energetic compared to before, yes.
Children who originally hid in corners of the home now walk out of the shade, regaining the smile while the family celebrates a reunion.
In England, a resident called Angela lives alone and has poor health, but her house was flooded in January. As she was unable to clean her house, so the volunteers helped her do it in 3 days, returning her a clean living environment.
It is 5 p.m. and it is getting dark outside. We volunteers are inside the house cleaning up or using lights.
There are still water marks from last February inside the house, and the house was flooded again. One cannot bear to see how messy the house is.
I asked what have she done since the house was flooded last year. She said that since she suffers from poor health, she stayed upstairs and did not come downstairs for several months.
Volunteers have promised last year to come and help with cleanup. However, the mission was delayed due to the pandemic. Finally this year, 3 volunteers have come to help out.
It was near 0 degrees Celsius, so the water is very cold. This morning I did not know how cold it was, so my hand felt very painful. Therefore, we need to boil water. We have to add some hot water before we can wipe it. It is easier to wipe clean the mud before it dries up. Tomorrow we'll scrub it with a brush and it'll become very clean.
For 3 days and 3 nights, volunteers have worked for 79 hours to clean up the place.
It is almost 11 o'clock at night, but we're still here. We hope to clean up the place and restore the place to its former look so she can feel at ease.
The house owner, Angela, can finally return home. She's surprised to see the house being restored to its former look.
At least I know that it's going to be still a lot of things for you to do, but at least you have a shelter. I mean, like clean shelter, accommodation for you to return.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. So very grateful.
Volunteers also deliver supplies and consolation cash, hoping that the house owner can live in a clean environment.
In Northern California, after the campfire in 2018, many local residents still do not have a home. Tzu Chi has worked with the campfire collaborative and helped the affected residents apply for a manufactured home. Let's take a look.
I live up here in Concal, what's left of it. Everything was going really well actually before the fire. I was really sad. My trees, I cried over my trees. I love my trees, I really do.
We had no hot water for 1 year. We had no power for 1 year. Propane does not work on this trailer, so we had to cook outside on a barbecue.
It's been over a year since I first met this family and said, what do you think about applying for a home?
She put the pieces together and built this plan for us. She had a good outlook.
When you guys first offered me the house, I was like, that's great. You know, they're gonna try, but I didn't think that we would get chosen. And then we did get chosen, and I still didn't believe it.
Got it?
I was like, oh my God, there it is. But then I kept on telling myself, am I dreaming? You know, is this real? And then as it was coming in the driveway and all the people here helping, and I go, this is real. This is beautiful.
I was between laughter and tears the whole time because it takes a lot for a family to take all the little steps to get a home like this.
Brand new mirror and the lights up there too. Brand new toilet too. Looks like it's
a window.
Look at that. You're gonna like that.
A
Brand
window.
new toilet.
A real window and screen so no flies can come in.
I think you guys are a great organization. I mean, anyone that can volunteer and go help people just out of the goodness of their heart because they want to, I mean, that's somebody that you want to know in life. Yeah, so that's what you guys have shown me. So I really appreciate it.
In December last year, a second wave of COVID-19 broke out in Thailand, with the government setting stricter pandemic prevention regulations. Many people have been suffering from food insecurity as they urgently asked Tzu Chi for help.
An assembly line was used to pack all kinds of daily necessities as Tzu Chi volunteers in Bangkok rushed to ready the relief supplies to be sent to Samut Prakan province.
The pandemic is very serious. The government has already stipulated that we can't distribute to more than 100 households per day. So we had to extend the distribution as there are more than 700 households in this area. So we can only distribute about 100 households a day.
In December last year, the second wave of the pandemic broke out in Thailand. The government strictly prohibited large-scale crowd gathering. As a result, Tzu Chi Thailand's relief distribution was also forced to be postponed. However, the Phetparak Township Government Office invited Tzu Chi to alleviate the urgent needs of the people.
We followed the pandemic prevention regulations to extend social distancing in the distribution venue. We take their body temperature before entering the venue, and entrance and the exit are separated and dedicated.
Volunteers strictly abide by the government's anti-pandemic regulations and increase the sessions of distribution so that each event does not exceed 100 people.
Tzu Chi came to distribute supplies to the people. I think it's really helpful to them. Tzu Chi's 3 consecutive months of distributions is really great.
The materials provided by Tzu Chi are very helpful to us. It can relieve the burden of our family.
In addition to the on-site distribution, some elders living alone who were unable to go to the venue were also sent supplies at home by volunteers. There they learned about their living conditions and assessed whether those seniors should be given further long-term care.
In Battambang, Cambodia, Vietnam Tzu Chi volunteers hosted flood relief while observing the government's anti-epidemic measures. They also held a year-end blessing ceremony with the governor of Battambang and government representatives to join.
In January, Vietnam Tzu Chi volunteers hosted flood relief continuously while following the government's epidemic prevention measures.
When we hosted aid distribution, it just happened to be during the COVID epidemic, but Tzu Chi still cooperated with the government to observe preventive measures during the delivery and distribution, as well as other things. I really admire it.
After the residents received Tzu Chi's supplies, they were really happy. I am very grateful that Tzu Chi was able to help our impoverished residents.
During the year-end blessing ceremony, a lot of residents are invited to learn more about Tzu Chi's philosophy of going towards the suffering to provide comfort and doing good deeds. After the meeting, residents have vegetarian meal together to practice protecting animals and the environment.
Today, everyone has a vegetarian meal to achieve great love. Whenever you eat a vegetarian meal, you can kill less animals, meaning that you can protect a life.
In Malaysia, due to the pandemic, year-end blessing ceremonies have been changed into online events. Volunteers still enforce strict pandemic prevention SOPs and delivered the red envelopes of blessings and wisdom to members of the public.
It's good to see them receiving the red envelopes of blessing and wisdom from the Master. We're unable to receive them this year due to the pandemic, but it's all right. I still get to listen to the Master's teachings. We used to light up the candles in the past, but right now we're unable to. When I was in the venue, I could focus wholeheartedly on the event, but here I would get distracted easily.
Members of the public attended the year-end blessing ceremony online, but the red envelopes of blessing and wisdom, which many of them have longed for, have been delivered personally by the volunteers in Johor Bahru who carried out thorough pandemic prevention SOPs during the delivery process.
We want to send the red envelopes of blessing and wisdom, which is full of the Master's blessings to them. When they received the red envelopes, I told them it's the blessings from the Master, blessing everyone with good health. They were very touched that we especially came to give them the red envelopes of blessing and wisdom.
Due to the pandemic, the year-end blessing ceremony this year have changed to online meetings. But for the red envelopes of blessing and wisdom, it still required the volunteers to handmake all of them.
The red envelopes are blessing and wisdom are the blessings from the Master, so I made it with a heart of gratitude and respect. Due to the restriction orders, gatherings are not allowed, so we could not invite other brothers and sisters to the office to make them. I could only bring them back and ask my family members to help out. When my children see me doing, they'll also help out in making. There were 3 other sisters who came over to help. We followed the SOP and maintained social distancing.
Being able to receive the red envelopes of blessing and wisdom during the pandemic, members of the public were very happy. However, what they hope most is for the pandemic to end soon, so that they are able to participate in the year-end blessing ceremony and receive the blessings from the Master personally.
Also in Malaysia, owing to the pandemic, the teachers of Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Johor Bahru arranged an online reunion event for the classmates to get together. Here's more.
1条，哎，我要吃2条。
你在来做什么？
他要来做火锅。
为什么你要吃火锅？
过年呀，新年要到了。
Parents accompany their children to prepare dishes for the Lunar New Year and spend the rare time as parent and child are together.
I'm very happy to be with her this year because she used to be at school in class, so we can be with her this year. It's fun to prepare hot pot at home.
He started nagging yesterday, the day before yesterday. He said, "Mom, you need to prepare." I think it's a rare experience. Despite the pandemic, in fact, I feel very good about it. I never thought that I can turn on the computer to enjoy a meal virtually with everyone. Although we were not able to have physical contact, it still feels good to see everyone.
Affected by the pandemic, Tzu Chi Johor Bahru Kindergarten end-of-year hot pot event was also changed to an online event. Children prepared meals at home and gathered together online to celebrate.
I really feel it deeply. Simplicity is happiness. Yes, simple happiness. Yes, Wang Yu told his brother, "It's delicious. It's delicious." He said this was a great meal.
Although it is an online event, a lion dance, paper cutting activity, as well as Lunar New Year tangerines are indispensable.
I think this event is very special and it really had a special Lunar New Year atmosphere.
He was very excited. He saw his friends and his friends' parents. So I feel like today this online hot pot dinner was really shared with everyone. I'm very happy.
Although it is not possible to greet the Lunar New Year with the classmates at school, the online event is also very exciting.
In Zhongni's recycling station, a recycling volunteer named Zhong Ren is 70 years old. He is flexible and very energetic as he works every day and never feels exhausted. The more he recycles, the happier he is.
This is exercising my feet, right? It takes about 15 minutes one way, and I'm here to exercise my hands, like scratching these items. When doing recycling, you must be careful, patient, and enduring, having no second thoughts. This is especially important because you're also holding knife and may cause injuries. Patience means you have to endure. Sometimes I have to be in the sun, and I must be in the sun because I would have enough sunlight to see things. What's the deal with basking in the sun? It's nothing, and I can fully endure it. Every day you do a thing and keep a cheerful attitude. I'm 70 years old, but I don't have frozen shoulders. I can stretch my arms like this, right? I am 70 years old. Look at my lower waist. My hands can reach my feet. Can you do the same? I am recycling volunteer Ling Zhongren. Ling Zhongren. One more time. I am recycling volunteer Ling Zhongren, and doing recycling makes me more patient and flexible.
The inner layers of paper containers are normally applied with coating to make it grease and waterproof, so they must be separated from paper when recycling. But now, vendors have developed and coated paper containers that can be recycled like normal paper boxes.
The journey of paper containers ends at this paper mill. Before fully recycling, the containers have to be weighed and checked thoroughly.
After paper containers arrives, it has to be certified before processing, because within these containers, it's not just paper containers. It also includes plastic lunch boxes, iron tubes, and a whole batch of test books.
Afraid of more impurities in the pile, the government has sent a third party to inspect, as the inspector picks randomly, checking the impurity proportion. If impurities exceed a certain value, the subsidies vendors receive will be deducted.
The impurity rate can only be 3%, and this part is weighted. After counting the impurities, we'll add up the whole weight. If it reaches 3%, then part of our subsidies will be deducted.
Giving subsidies to these companies is because of the difficulty in recycling paper containers, as citizens often avoid properly recycling these containers, causing trouble to the recycling process.
When we produce paper, we recycle water up to 95%. But if there are kitchen waste, we must remove the smell by releasing the fall water. So this decreases our number to 80%.
Paper mills are rare in Taiwan, as with these devices, paper containers can be fully recycled. Like throwing things into a juicer, the paper has to be broken up before the process. Materials like plastic, coating, and pulp have to be separated before recycling.
The first layer is DIP, the second layer is pulp from recycled paper containers, the middle part is recycled cardboard, and the bottom layer is recycled newspaper. We use these on printing, and it may become cookie or packaging boxes.
1,000 kilograms of paper containers can only become 650 kilograms of pulp. This 3-hour process is electricity and water consuming. Therefore, vendors have come up with this new paper container.
可以看到影印纸就是水珠就会留在上面，然后就会有被吸收。那我们现在的毅力风呢，就是水珠状的滴下来。
Adding coating on the paper, while the product looks the same as a traditional paper container. But after blending, it produces pulp. The new product has a shorter use duration, as after 4 hours it becomes soft and has folds.
这些产品都只有用一次。
These products are disposable. There is also no need to make a product that lasts forever.
所以其实我觉得我们就是。
So I think we have to design a product where it's okay while using and easy to recycle afterwards.
做回收或是生物可分解。
It's like putting paper containers in the category of paper, making recycling easier. Now, this product is being patented, as vendors hope to bring this product to the market soon.
Guangzhou Tzu Chi Hospital celebrated Lunar New Year with colleagues. The superintendents encourage everyone to keep on improving medical quality. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.